All right, everybody, if you will take your seats, please. We will continue our Tonight Show tribute. Airplane mode, so important on your phone when you're on stage. Otherwise, your butt vibrates. Oh, you're here. Didn't realize I was on. So what'd you think of Act 1 of The Tonight Show? Well, by the way, I don't know if you've heard about this podcast that we're doing, but I have the official Tupelo Tom Big Lou talking coffee mug right here. It's the only one, so we're gonna, if the thing takes off, we'll make some more, like four more. We don't really have to have a lot of them, we just have to sell a few for like $10,000 a piece, and then, oh, somebody put water in my water glass. All right, now this segment of the show is called Tupelo. It's a tribute to the little town in Lee County, Mississippi, where in 1935 our lives were changed without even being there. And it's a town that my dad was stationed in the Air Force, and I moved there. We moved there when I was 3. He did the driving, and and I realized when Finley was talking, I moved to Tupelo when I was 3 years old, and a year later I would be playing guitar if I were Finley. Anyway, so this podcast thing happened, and we did our promo this week, and we put that online, and you guys' reaction to it has been great, and now all we actually have to do, part of the reason we put the promo on was it was going to force us to do the podcast, because we can talk up a good game without actually doing anything. So we figured if we do that. And we'll talk about that, we'll talk about other stuff, but one of the main reasons we're here this weekend is the gentleman that put this all together, my friend, and half the name on this mug. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Big Lou, Jeff Lewis.
How we doing, everybody? Yeah. First time I saw him, I knew I was hooked on somebody other than me. First time I held you, your soft lips and blue eyes, as far as I could see. It's here in my arms, I knew I had found the reason I'm living for. And I felt that feeling, that wonderful feeling that I never felt before. Baby, your love's been a long time coming. Baby, your love got a hold of me. Baby, your love has still got me humming. Baby, your love is a long time coming. Deep in my heart there's a feeling I never knew until I saw a love that was never new. I'm gonna tell everyone what good love can do. Baby, your love been a long time coming. Baby, your love has got a hold baby. I made it through, thank God. A chair is so close.
Welcome to the table.
Yeah.
That's your singing mic. That's your talking.
I'll do this again.
There you go.
The talking mic is mute. That's when I talk the best. It's when I sound the smartest. It's when you can't hear me.
Yeah. If there were only the mute button for people on Facebook, you know?
That's right. Wouldn't that be great?
I'd be
You remember The Simpsons when Marge is talking to Homer and she's talking and talking. She goes, Homer, are you listening to me? And you hear in his brain going, meow, 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 meow.
Squirrel! Squirrel! So I made a joke about it, but it's really true. We had talked about this podcast for a long time. Getting idea for it, and then getting a name for it, and then figuring out what we wanted to do. And you had a great observation when we were all coming to Helen. You said, we've got to shoot the promo and get it online, and that way we have to do the podcast.
Yeah. Well, 90% of success is showing up, you know. I mean, our first name was like two jokers talking Elvis and other things. We came up with all these things. And then I had a gut feeling that I knew when it was going to be right. We've been talking about it. What a great pair. You know, I met Tom in Tupelo, my first time. Not the first time in Tupelo, but the first time to compete. And, you know, I'm a John Goodman tribute artist, not an Elvis tribute artist, you know. And I walk in, and I'd already had a couple of years in Memphis at the Hard Rock doing our after parties, and there were all these crazy people. Nuts. They all wear shirts, glittered up BVDs, you know them as, and all these other people. I remember, I'll never forget the moment Debbie walked up to me my first Elvis week, and she said, I want you in Tupelo. That stuck with me forever. And all these people. Well, when you first time in Tupelo, they would introduce each act opening night, and they'd do a song. And of course, everybody had been there a bunch of times. Nobody knows who I am. I just started, and I walked out, and there was this roar. Like every time I go to a restaurant, just this roar of people, and I thought, what the hell? And I looked down and I go, oh, it's you freaks. That's exactly what I said, my first sentence out of my mouth in Tupelo, Mississippi. But your wife came up to me at Charlie's at the Silver Moon, and she said, you know, I'm Tom Brown's wife. Doing anything else? No, not kidding. She said, I'm Tom Brown's wife. Said, I've always loved the Elvis and loved the world. But she goes, but now I have me an Elvis. And I'll never forget what that meant to me. And from the moment you and I started talking, it's like I've known him my whole life, and we've been best friends since kindergarten. I mean, it's amazing, our love for Burt Reynolds, John Wayne, Smokey and the Bandit, science, everything. You know, I'm a huge Burt Reynolds fan, but he never was able to spell Jeff.
So, we've got this idea for the podcast, and the reason we called it Talkin' is because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Elvis is going to be a part of it. This guy is going to be a part of it. This guy's such a part of this area anyway, of Georgia. But that's what it is. It's the fun of just the stuff that interests us. And really one of the things and one of the reasons we wanted to do it, and we've kind of mapped it out for the year, is we want this to be something that you guys listen to when you're driving to the next festival. Because we're going to talk about that festival that you're going to, and maybe one that's coming up, and listen to it even if you're not going to that festival, because you'll hear it and you'll be entertained. And you get what you pay for. It is free. So.
That's true. And you know, one great thing, we're going to be talking about some of the places where we have festivals has such a strong Elvis connection. For example, we got one in Arkansas, and you go right by the original Silver Moon Club where Elvis played, Jerry Lee Lewis played. So we're going to be talking to Charlie about those kind of things, telling you stories you didn't know, and it's right there on the Rockabilly Highway. So there's going to be all, and we have I can't say it officially yet, but one unbelievable guest that will be working out where you'll be hearing stories that I assure you've never heard before. And we've got a lot of that. Like we're doing a show about That's All Right, Mom, and the impact that it had on all of us sitting right here, right? And, we'll be talking to Wink Martindale. And there's a guy named Jack Clement, you'll hear more about it on the podcast, who produced Jerry Lee Lewis, was an engineer at Sun, wrote I Don't Like It, But I Guess Things Happen That Way for Johnny Cash, and among other things, Dream On, Ballad of a Teenage Queen and all that. Produced Charlie Pride, Waylon Jennings, They Ought to Give Me the World of Surprise. It's all him. Anyway, I interviewed him, and I've got it on a recording, and the reason he moved to Memphis that story will be there, and you'll get to hear Jack posthumously, Oklahoma State education, telling us that story. So that's the kind of thing you'll be seeing or hearing, and it's going to evolve, and we'll kind of follow you guys. You guys will tell us what you like and don't like, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this segment of the show this evening is designed, like I said, you're the puppet master that arranges everything, and you're producing, and you come up with ideas at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you call me, because I'm usually up, going to work, so tell them about what this half of the program is this evening.
Well, we're both huge fans of Johnny Carson, and after the second festival we did, we knew we had to ratchet it up and really do some things right. Carolyn Nichols and Brooke, Jeannie's daughter, and Jeannie and myself and Susan were on a conference call, and I said, I know this is my festival and it's got my name on it, but what would you guys think if we brought Tom Brown in? I go, he's the best. And why don't I let him MC the entire thing? And they all, kind of faster than I liked, agreed. I was going, yes, well, definitely. Could one person say, no, anyone? And that's what your goal as a performer, as a producer, is this sounds like I'm being humble, and it's the most arrogant statement I could make. I want everybody on that stage being better than me, more talented. Because I know how talented I am, and if they're better than I am, then this is going to be a hell of a show. Ain't no humility there.
Paul McCartney told me, Tommy, don't be a name dropper, and...
We're actually going to have a podcast where all we do is tell stories and name drop about the people we know. And we might talk about Potawatomi. It's a contest. And I'm licensed by Elvis Presley Enterprise. Didn't know if y'all knew that.
So this half of the evening is a lot of the Tupelo winners who have gone on to be Ultimates, and Tupelo winners who will go on to win Ultimates, and also a couple of guys who are a part of the Tupelo family, and that would be you, and that would be the guy that's come out here in a minute. But
and you'll tell them about Dean, but one thing I can't stress enough, and I'm not just saying it because the former mayor of Tupelo, Mississippi is right here, Jason Shelton, of course, Charlie, Debbie over there. Y'all all know the family, Woody, Peggy, all of them. Tupelo is a special place in my heart. It's my second home, and it has influenced so much of so many careers. And everybody you're about to see take the stage, including myself. Myself and the next guy are the only two guys that hadn't won it. I got runner-up because one of the judges was on the take. But I only lost by about 4 points. And I thought I'd won the Super Bowl. I go, wait a minute, you're going to give me money too? And the next guy is just so talented, such a part of our world and our community, that he just earned his way on there by being such a great talent. And you're going to see in order of who the earliest champion was, and every person that walks on this stage, winning Tupelo was probably bigger than winning the Ultimate and changed their careers forever.
All right. You do a lot of great things. You do a lot of things great, but the best is your voice. So let's hear you.
Do I got to stand up, or can I just...
This is my favorite show. I get to sit down, Jeff. Thank you.
The singing mic. The hanging tree. You can see me now. I said that he'd never go. What he said, he'd never be alone. could hold you now, just for a moment, if I could really make you mine, just for a while, turn back the hands of time, if I could only hold you now. 'Cause I've been too long in the wet, too long in the rain, taking any comfort when I can, looking back and longing for freedom of my chains, lying in your loving arms again. If you could hear me now, singing somewhere in the lonely night, dreaming of the arms that held me tight. If I could only hear me now, 'cause I've been too long in the wet, too long in the rain, taking any comfort that I can, looking back and longing for freedom of my chains, lying in your loving arms again. I can almost feel your loving arms again. Let's hear it for Fever, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, please, really. Too much, really too much. I gotta tell you. I'm just a wee humble something. Well, this next song's my favorite all-time song. It was written by a guy from Oklahoma whose mom wrote Heartbreak Hotel, actually. This song has played a part in my life. It's how I met my best friend. It's how I got into the Hillbilly Bastards, for those of you who know about that little group. It's the first song I ever sang on the stage as an Elvis tribute artist, and I hope you like it. It's written by Hoyt Axton. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Can't do like Bill. So the ladies are insane, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Here's my move. Well, I've never been to England. You gonna be all right? But I really like the Beatles, so they headed for Las Vegas, but only made it out to Needham. I got to feel, must be real, feel so good, can't feel so good. Well, I never Oklahoma, not Arizona. Jeff Lewis.